I'm sorry for asking you here like this.
Oh no, it isn't a problem. I actually find it refreshing to be asked to the student council room. Although it's somewhat nerve-wracking as well.
I think I'm a bit nervous myself. Anyway, I wanted to apologize. I'm really sorry for everything.
What do you mean?
You know, how I blamed you for Kamoshida's sexual harassment? Well, I wanted to apologize for that. I've honestly been meaning to this whole time.
Kamaki-san.
I realized later that Shiho was calling out for me, and I wasn't there to help her. I didn't want to admit my own guilt, so I took it out on you, Nijima-senpai. I'm very sorry.
Hey, there is no need for that. In fact, I think the two of us are pretty similar.
Huh?
Why is that?
I was unable to save anyone. Not Suzui-san, and not any of Kaneshiro's victims. I kept telling myself I wasn't at fault because I was simply following orders. But that was all a lie. I felt like I would be admitting my own worthlessness had I not shifted the blame off of myself. Fear of that worthlessness was probably why I acted so harshly toward you and your friends. I'm deeply sorry as well.
I see. In that case, wanna call it even?
Even?
I guess.
You're right. How about we leave this conversation in the past?
Oh, but one more thing. You're not worthless, Nijima-senpai. You were a bit reckless, but you're the reason we found a way into Kaneshiro's palace. And you even obtained the power to change people's hearts. You did that all yourself, Nijima-senpai.
Yeah, that takes quite the person to do that.
That way of thinking is very much like you, Takamaki-san. When you confronted me about Suzui-san, I realized how dishonest and small I was. You're always very direct. That's what helped me finally realize the error of my ways. It turns out I'm a little slow on the uptake at times.
Oh, don't beat yourself up.
Hey, can I call you on?
Yeah. I'm going to do the same. Makoto. Ah, that's so embarrassing.
So, those who don't know, the people calling each other by the first name is like for close friends, or something that's more than that. So, that's why she's embarrassed by this whole thing. It's considered only reserved for good friends, and people you don't know as well, you just refer to them by their last name.
How about we get something to eat before we go home for the night?
Sounds like a plan, I guess.
Oh, I know a place. There's a crepe shop at Central Street that totally stuffs their crepes.
Do you want to split one?
Let's each get a whole one, and then we can go half and half on those.
Oh, yes, let's. After school today, right?
Sounds like they're friends at this point. It's Oh, no. It's actually... I was thinking it was Ryuji. Nope. I realize this is, might late, but shall I refer to you as Nijima-san? I believe some courtesy should be shown to those who are our senior. Oh yeah, should we just call you Nijima-san, or like Nijima-senpai? No need to be so formal, just treat me the same way as you would anyone else. Alright. Would that not be rude? I already called her by her name. For real? Did something happen? It's a secret between us girls. Oh man, that sounds fun. All of you may call me by my first name. No need to hesitate. Very well, I will do just that.
Hey, are you listening?
Hey, Amamiya. You, pay attention. Is that how you listen to someone when someone's talking to you?
I feel a murderous intent. Whoa, that was an epic dodge. I can't believe he just dodged Ushimaru's throw. Is he a ninja? I love this dialogue here. Don't know why, but I love it.
Whatever. Moving on.
Hey!
Oh, you got the entire class's attention. Your charm definitely increased. Can I get to level 3? No. I haven't really increased it that much, so I'm not too surprised. But it's sad.
Okay.
Our next target's a criminal, one that even the police can't handle. We'll take care of him ourselves and leave the world speechless. The plan to change Kaneshiro's heart has begun. Try to steal your target's heart by the deadline. Alright, mission start. So we have until 18 days. What's the actual deadline day? Okay. Treasure room deadline, calling card deadline, and then the plan of execution deadline. So, yeah, definitely. Alright, so, went to the palace, cleaned LeBlanc, made tools, time with Yusuke, made tools, time with Kawakami, Akechi, Reed. So, it kind of goes into a little bit of detail here and there. So, although all of this is fancy and whatnot, we are going to go ahead and head towards the palace, but I am going to call it, at least for my recording, because it's super late, and I've been recording for 3.5 hours. So, I'm going to... we're gonna do this for a bit.
Eureka!
What? What? What's the deal?
Curious, huh? Well, I've come up with a super cool idea.
What's that?
Lady Ann will surely swoon for me if I...
What?
Sorry for the wait. So, what's up, Morgana?
Oh no. Supposedly you'll swoon.
From what?
I don't know.
Well... It's something I've been giving a lot of thought lately.
Oh no. Were you gonna ask her out?
Now that we've all gained some experience in battle, I think it'd be good for us to work on our finishers.
Our finishers?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah. I guess if we're going to keep fighting, we ought to do it with style.
Right? Right? So I came up with just the idea.
Oh no.
It's maybe my best one yet, and we can definitely pull it off if you play a part in it, Lady Ann.
Oh no.
Me?
Oh gosh.
Well, okay. What do you need me to do?
Who knows at this point?
Now that's our Lady Ann, quick on the uptake. What I had in mind was... And that should do the trick.
Really?
I mean, even she's like, what?
So is that a no?
Well, it's not that I don't want to. It's more like, isn't your idea sorta impossible? Even in the metaverse?
Oh, it's the star Jose gave us.
What was that?
The star Jose gave it to us started glimmering. Could it have reacted to something?
Sup?
Sup?
I never imagined that I would end up helping the Phantom Thieves.
Funny where life takes you.
Things would get interesting if my sister ever found out.
Well, let's plan that she doesn't.
There's no time to be getting sentimental here.
Yes, I understand. I do have one request about all of this, though.
What's that?
Can you teach me how to be a Phantom Thief? Like, about the metaverse, for example?
Simply put, that world is formed of a person's cognition. There you can change people's hearts.
Yeah, I've gathered that much just from going there once. But the method of transportation still eludes me. I mean, it's a smartphone navigation app.
You only need a name, a location, and a distortion. After the first entry, the palace is bookmarked.
You really just make it sound like an ordinary app. Aren't there any dangers associated with it?
Don't worry about that. We've already been a bunch of times and...
That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a navigation app, right? Couldn't someone easily access our history on the server? Wait, why are you looking at me like that? Has nobody thought of this before?
No, they haven't.
now she's catching me off guard too.
And we don't know where it came from, right? It showed up on my phone without any input from me.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about it?
It's along those men. Well, we can't say anything about Igor. I would just say there's no need to worry about it.
Pretty confident in that answer.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand, but I don't think we have to worry about people accessing our data. From what I can tell, this app is incredibly special. It wasn't made by any ordinary means.
True. An app that allows you to enter another world isn't exactly commonplace.
Yeah, it's really not.
Well, Sis doesn't know who the Phantom Thieves are, so I suppose our information is safe for now.
Hopefully.
We're still learning things ourselves. I hope your sharp wit can help us with that.
Thank you. I'll do my best. More importantly, we need to stop him from releasing those photos. If the public gets a hold of them...
I could only imagine what would happen then.
Come on, just gotta take care of him before the time limit. We'll bounce back from this. Plus, people will really start admiring us if we can manage to take this bastard down.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. We have to succeed no matter what.
Don't worry.
Right.
Kaneshiro's henchman said the deadline is July 9th. Well,
Come on, let's go.
let's go. Indeed.
So what am I gonna be called? You all were using code names, weren't you?
Yes, we were.
You're quite perceptive.
This time's a hard one. Maybe something like, shoulder pads?
Why is that the name you come up with?
Why in the world did you focus on that?
Exactly.
I refuse to be called that.
Thank you.
What about Ryder?
Sounds too much like a smuggler. Next. Fixer?
That sounds worse.
I'm not a mastermind, though. Next. Won't you give me something better to work with?
She reminds me of an empress. You got anything, Joker?
Prez, which the answer's Queen.
Whoa, I totally see it.
It fits so well that I'm at a loss for words here.
queen. It has a nice ring to it. I like it. Let's go with that. Now then, could you explain to me the strategy for this mission?
Strategy?
You don't have one? Wait, the Phantom Thieves were acting without any plans?
Kind of.
We pretty much look around the area. I provide navigation when needed. And then,
If we run into shadows, we beat the shit out of them.
That's pretty much how we work.
Very well then. I feel like I'll be useful for sure. Seems my role is to be the brain of this team. I'll analyze Mona's information and give out orders. Any objections?
None, Queen.
I bet Skull's definitely the type that'll be under a girl's thumb.
Yeah, he kind of seems like it. Oh, Ryuji. You poor soul.
Mona, will you begin navigating us?
yes, Queen!
And we found two that would be doing that.
Him too, it seems.
Yep. The both of them.
Indeed.
It seems we are able to use the same method. We were able to use the same method as last time to get here. Apparently, we are acknowledged as customers who can be extorted. That's fine. We can take advantage of his negligence. Though I will say, it's a little scary every time. That is true. Alright. You guys don't have to wait much long. Just for a couple seconds. I'll be right back. It's been like almost 3 hours and 45 minutes for me recording. I need to take a break. I need to like go to bed because it's late. So I will come back, and when we come back to this, we will actually, well, we'll do the infiltration. Good thing about this palace is you do not have to worry about having to leave and then do other things like in Madarame's palace. This one, you go straight through and get to the end. So, that's a good thing. We don't have to worry about it. So, I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds. Alright, we're back. So, a couple things before we actually start infiltrating his palace. I want to touch on Makoto here. She is... We didn't really use her physical attack while we were doing her awakening fight, but she uses knuckles for fighting, so she punches people. She also uses a revolver for her ranged weapon, so that is something else I want to keep in mind. She also comes with a turtleneck, so it's at the same defense as this, but you get +1 agility, so I'm just going to go ahead and give that to her. For this, that actually wouldn't be bad for her, but could do that. That wouldn't be a bad idea because she's gonna be a backup healer. Not a bad idea either. You know what? Yeah, we'll give her that. Alright. I don't have anything I really want to do. I don't believe we'll definitely have some stuff to do before we're through all of this. So, before I do this, if you go up here, there is this small little scene here. What the hell is this? It seems as though they didn't want to leave that gaping hole. but we can't get in now. Sorry. I think I might have taken it too far.
No, you said
Nice.
that's right. You would have been in serious danger if it hadn't been for Queen's actions. Thanks.
Joker,
The details are no longer important. Let us search for a new infiltration point, Joker. Yeah, and it's over here, where the big statue is. The golden pig! What could it be? Wait, I can feel a draft coming from underneath the statue. Doesn't it seem strange to you, Joker? That placard is suspicious. Why don't we check it out?
whoa!
I love how it has the ding of an elevator when it's done. Ooh, a hidden passage. Let's head inside after we adequately prepare. After we're adequately oh my gosh, prepared. We'll just go with that. Golly, what's my English with today? All right, never mind. I would say, given this interior design, we are inside the bank. It seems our plan went well. I don't remember seeing this place last time. Just where are we? Exactly are we? There has to be a map somewhere. For now, let's try to explore and search for the treasure. Finding the treasure isn't going to be that easy. We've got quite a ways to go through. And we do have this little piggy here that has the tattered wallet. Alright. You can see that is where the main area is, but you may notice something a little bit different. There's a dog there.
Hold on a second. What is that?
A shadow in the shape of a dog. It seems this place has its own watchdogs.
That is correct. From now on, palaces will have these watchdogs per se. So,
I don't like the looks of this.
You mean 'cause you're a cat?
Hell no! I mean, it might be able to sniff out intruders or hunt us down super fast. But if it does end up making trouble for us, that could actually work out in our favor.
how's that?
We'll have a chance to finally show off our surprise finisher.
Oh, yes.
Sorry to butt in. We've been spotted.
Yeah, so the watchdogs have better eyesight, they can actually hear sounds better, and they're quicker to chase after you, so you do want to be careful about that. But, that being said, and usually the shadow is dog-esque, so you do want to be careful.
Not bad. But love always burns the brightest when facing down an opponent like this.
Oh
Panther, I think the moment's finally arrived. It's showtime!
no.
You want to do that right now?
Yes, he does. It's Mona, what do you expect?
Jeez, fine. Here we go.
Fired up!
So anytime you want to use Showtime, you'll have that little cutscene happen. That little, not them talking, but that, yeah, we're ready kind of a thing.
What's the
Showtime, an attack where two team members work together, has been unlocked. Showtime activates at the start of a party member's turn. It's a powerful attack that can only be used this time. It will not consume HP or SP, which, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't do it at this. It's incredibly powerful. You can use Showtime by pressing the center pad when the Showtime icon appears. Right.
It's showtime!
This is how I really feel. Thanks. You have such good taste. Yeah.
Get a load of this!
Perfect.
Yep, that's Showtime. At least between those two. Mona with the flowers, and then she pulls out her guns from it. It's silly. Most of them are silly. So it's a thing, but they're very powerful moves, and it's kind of like a all-out attack that you can use not quite an all-out, but it's kind of like it in the sense it's very powerful. It can typically, especially with just random shadows you run into, it can just one-shot them, so you don't ever have to worry about that. Other than that, it's just something you unlock as the story progresses. So.
This is amazing!
Dude! What was that just now? When did you guys figure out how to do something like that?
It's simply the fruit of our secret passionate training.
Yeah. I guess we did put some effort into it. Still, I'm surprised it went so well.
Do you think...
Oh. You know what it could have been? Maybe it's because of that thing Jose gave us. That star-shaped thing? I think it gave off some kind of twinkle back then. Back then? Oh, you mean when I told you about the team-up idea? So in other words, the star, I guess we'll call it, reacted to Mona's wish to fight alongside Panther? Wish-granting stars, if that's truly the case, and we're encountering one strange phenomenon after another.
I don't really get it, but what I know is if Mona and Panther can pull it off, can't we do it too? Wouldn't that be
What
sick?
about this?
Hey Fox, you wanna try coming up with one of those PA moves on your own? We could call it like Art Run or something. Not enthused. Come on, quit giving me that look.
This is...
There's a lot we don't understand about how this works, as usual.
But what I do get is, if we use these stars right, we'll be more ready than ever for our battles.
Fair enough. Time to showtime and combinations. Showtime is most likely to occur when you baton pass to Ren or another team member in a pinch. It can also happen when the enemy is near defeat. At first, Showtime will only activate for Anna and Morgana, however, you will obtain more combinations as the story progresses. Showtime may become available even if other party members, if the other party member is in reserve. You can view the various combinations and the stats in the I did move Mona into the lineup for putting Makoto in there. She desperately needs levels comparatively to the rest. Alright. Before we keep going, if you do head up here,
Come
I'll
on,
show
man.
this. It is blocked off, so you do have that one place to go. But, oh, nice! There is a treasure up
Hey,
here.
that's a rare one! Don't
that-
let it escape!
That isn't always a treasure demon. That was just really lucky on that draw.
Sona. Kaguya.
I
To low
don't
four.
remember what you
Sacred Tempest.
honest.
Not bad.
I don't know there was enemies beneath us. It should be easy if we stay focused.
Okay. Resistant against that. And that.
Persona. Ravage them. Persona.
Here.
Okay. It's tough.
Nope. Freeze
Using
spray.
this. Here we go!
Nope. Oh, there we go.
This is all for you.
Yeah, maybe fire? I know you can hit its weakness.
Follow my lead. A gift as
But-
beautiful as you.
Oh my gosh.
Gorgeous. I won't let it go to waste.
Also, the anime pictures that show up for the showtime in this is insane.
Now that's style. We took down a rare one. Now, let's continue.
Unfortunately,
Nice work,
we
team.
didn't get a chance to actually grab it. But we do get some serious
this
levels,
new
and we got
skill.
a good bit of
Fits me like a glove.
money out of that. Also, now we have diorama on Gunna there, so that's really good.
Persona has gained
Got
new
Rising Slash for him, which is very good.
Okay.
They were too weak to bother with.
Well, hopefully, if anything, I'll definitely grab it when we're in Mementos again. Because the treasure demons are a lot easier to
Show
find
me your true
in
form.
Mementos. If you don't find them here, I would be surprised if you don't find them if you don't find more than one treasure demon. But we did only find, I think, only one when we did the,
Let's go.
Pilot win!
Yeah. I think Madarame's.
Yeah! Nice!
Yeah! Victory!
Can't quite remember that. Ugh.
Okay.
They
But
were nothing.
you are gonna, if you've kept up in terms of levels with your personas, with Ren's
Show me your true form!
on the personas he confused, we'll see a lot of what he's been able to do already up to this point.
Now's our chance to
Or in this case, enemies you've seen
Nice
due
going,
to
Skull!
quests. Nakamata. I already.
Okay, guys.
I did go through at one point and use a whole bunch of personas that were at my level or lower.
That was so easy, I'm
we wouldn't have to
yawning.
worry about it. Also, there's an elevator.
It looks like there's lower floors in here too. But that elevator is lacking a control panel.
They probably control it from the security room.
It's a simple but effective measure of screening.
That must mean they really don't want anyone going down there. That is true. Alright. Wanna be careful.
I'll reveal your true form.
Alright.
Now's our chance to strike!
Yeah, well, I've gotten pixies because otherwise I wouldn't have that hand. And nothing too crazy to write home about at this point. So, get out of here.
Huh? You got a new skill?
Chide got Mumudo. Or Mamudo? Yeah, it's Mamudo.
Okay.
That was easy.
Oh! What?
Everyone be careful! They took us by surprise.
Tumbling in time.
These three are
That is
weak,
not
but
bad.
be careful.
Well, good thing that they completely missed with
Give it all
that.
you've got.
Jeez.
Woo! Looking cool, Joker!
Serves you right.
Do it!
Yeah, get out of here.
This'll end it!
Ridiculous pictures. We'll definitely see Queen.
Okay.
Finisher at some point. Because there's going to be plenty of opportunity to run into that. Alright.
Let's go!
That shadow was crazy! The enemy is
Orbis
weak
is
against
weak
ice.
against ice.
Don't worry, we're stronger.
I can do anything here. Hold on.
Okay.
You did it, Skull!
We're gonna pass it to her.
Not over yet! Alright, me!
Just stay there.
And we'll just do it this way.
Disarray!
That way I can go ahead and show it.
This'll end it! They felt that one!
Yep. Completely metal.
Okay.
That was so easy, I'm yawning.
Alright,
I can feel it.
I guess, yeah, I could show what's over the
Indeed.
The escape is shut. It appears as though we cannot force it open. But you can come back at this point. It's just not quite yet. And also, they don't show that you can come back here. There's not that much to really say about it.
Joker.
It won't open? Well, there's no point in going to that reception room anymore. Come on, let's check somewhere else.
But there is a chest back here. For a portable battery. Portable battery do again? I don't remember. Really? You're not gonna tell me? Jeez. Thanks, game. I'm gonna have to find the portable battery and all of this. Shock boost. Okay. That makes sense. Man,
Joker.
really? It won't let you in at all that way. Alright. I typically don't even try opening those doors. So, there you go. But you do want to grab that accessory. Be careful up here because there's a dog. Even if you're in the shadows, it can definitely
Show me your
pick
true
you out.
form.
Wow, that shadow was crazy!
Yeah, friend,
Not
you
over
take
yet.
care of it.
Persona! Jiggle attack!
Assault.
There!
Assault dodge.
Marvelous! It exploded! Now, let's continue! A spectacular victory!
Oh, really?
All right.
That's all it takes for me.
I have something.
That's a way to get in.
I'll reveal your true form.
this guy, though.
Now that's
Persona!
Go!
Kaguya! There!
You missed?
What?
Come on, Joker! You did it, Skull!
Fire's not gonna work. It's aggravating for such a weak enemy.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
it
I
comes.
think I
Pass the baton
Persona!
and follow up!
with his things. I might. No, I don't. That's unfortunate.
Pillow fort!
Keep up the pace!
That
That's
works
two
just
enemies
fine.
down for Joker!
The enemy is weak against ice. However, you're stronger.
My Orthos? Yeah, go ahead and do it. If anything, I could probably find something to fuse them with, so...
We all did great, huh? Your power's incredible, Joker!
Okay.
Show me your true
Get rid of
form.
you, because that's going to be a problem later.
Alright, first move is off!
Captain
You did it, Skull!
There you go.
Pass the baton and
Come.
follow up!
Pillow fort! Sacred covenant!
There we go. Diary.
Yeah! Nice!
Yeah! Victory!
Can't keep doing that,
All right.
but it's fine.
Easy win! They were nothing.
You want to come over here, though. You want to press this button. Because that opens up a shortcut. That way you don't have to go through all of that again. shortcut back when you can't get in. So. Also, we can get in like this. But look, it says no entry by unauthorized personnel. That just makes me want to go in more. Is there anything we can do? Well, yes, we saw it earlier. It's over here.
I have something.
You can see it by using your third eye. Yeah, I bet we can. I'm not afraid of spiders. That's not a problem. Alright.
I'll reveal your true form.
So we get started with all of them.
Persona!
Yeah. This fight.
It's time.
Just a little bit. You don't have to go real crazy about it, but you do want to be able to be careful.
Orpheus Picaro! You're mine.
Persona!
Not really.
Feel my rage! Persona!
Most of this is just trying to.
Take that! Everyone okay?
Ow!
Everyone, watch your health.
Get out of here. Oh gosh. Oh, there goes Ryuji. And Makoto.
You ought to team up and do a
Ow.
killer move.
Oh. That's
not right.
really unfortunate.
Think it through.
Oh, and I don't have a Morgana with me. So, that makes this a little bit more awkward.
This one. Screwed that up.
Here we go. We can't let Joker die.
Sorry, Morgana, I'm not.
Thank you.
Give him Persona! Get wrecked!
Yeah, you. That was unfortunate that all of them decided to use Magiri. Or Maragi, or whatever it is. Phew, we managed somehow. Somehow managed. This appears to be some kind of monitoring room. I hope we can find clues here.
Hey!
Hey guys, I think I found something. Ain't this some kind of key card?
Oh?
And over here is a map. As expected, there seems to be quite a large basement. I bet that's where the treasure is. However, only a portion of it is depicted here. Unless we can attain another map, we won't know for certain. Cursory glance shows that this building alone has one underground level. It would probably make sense to head there first. Shall we go to the elevator we found earlier then? That should be our last resort. First, let's see if there's anywhere we can use this keycard. Got a blank keycard. Alright. First of all. Ouch. Alright. I have plenty of items to use. I've got 99 life stones. We're good. It's just ouch. That really hurts. You do have 3 karm, right? No, you don't. Okay. That's later. So that whole thing was not. Yeah, Mona gets a reviving spell later. It's just I thought he already had it. What'd she say? How about that key card we found earlier? That may work. Alright, it opened. We may be able to use this in other places as well. We definitely can. So, just be very cautious of the old boy. There is that. Okay, now I'm already getting paranoid that I missed something over there. If there's that. If I'm missing something, I'm gonna proceed.
I have something.
What is that?
seems like it's from inside here.
I can see it.
Ah. Always pay attention to the man. Yep. Okay, so that's all that did. Alright. Just an easy way to get around all those enemies. Oh! Hey, I think it's time to pop out that keycard from earlier? Yeah, sure. Unlock that.
All right.
Let's go inside. But it's not the elevator itself, but the top of it. Is that an elevator? Yeah, it has to be the one they're controlling it externally. So this is right above it. So what? The control room or something? This is the control room or something? What's the point of coming here? We can get in.
Well,
Perceptive as usual, Joker. We should be able to ride that elevator, ride on top of the elevator. I see. You sneak on top. Then we wait for it to move on its own. It does sound like a plan that'll take us further down.
let's go.
All right, let's get on in. Let's get on there. And all you gotta do is just jump down.
Yes.
Very well. We simply need to wait for it to move down. There's nothing, if you wait on top of that, there's nothing there. So, just move on. I hope it's underground. Well, we went down, so be surprised if it wasn't. Alright. There's nothing really here. You can jump down. You just have to find the point to jump down. So, this is the basement?
Oral security! Where's the roll?
Oh, that was Kaneshiro. Is that Kaneshiro? It looks like some rats have infested this place. Under no circumstances, let them further down. Strengthen security as much as you can. Understood?
It looks like.
It seems painfully obvious where the treasure is. But the map from earlier doesn't show that much. I wonder if there's another one somewhere. In any case, heading down should be the best move. Let's keep our eyes out for a map while we explore. Definitely. Alright. You know what? I just thought of it. Hi, Han. You're in the middle of the air. Sorry, Ryuji. I am gonna bring more guns. We're gonna need some healing capabilities.
This sensation. I think there's a safe room.
Yes, there is.
Oh, a new safe room.
Nice. We should be able to resume our infiltration from this place in the future. Excellent. Let's see how they're doing.
I see.
In all honesty, I thought Ryder would have made a rather suitable name. Oh my gosh, Ryuji. The way that entrance is blocked, I think I'd call that overkill at the very least. You're a real speed demon. That was pretty cool back there. Oh, you think so? Thank you. Yeah, so it's nice to actually come in the safe room and actually, because you can talk to your allies and learn a little bit more. I guess I'm one of the people that just like learning more about the people you have in your party. Alright, so I do want to use a soul food on me and a couple of these. 'Cause we already used a ton of RSP. That was
Okay,
a little bit
let's go.
overzealous on my end. Okay, let's go. Alright, so continuing on. Nothing there.
I can feel it.
Oh yeah, these. Wait, that's a security camera. They'll probably tighten their guard if we show up out there. Joker, can't you use your observation skills to see the camera's range? Make sure it doesn't catch sight of us. Oddly enough, they don't actually pan very far. Any of the cameras that have a, I thought... Okay, it's just you have to hug the edge there. There are some cameras that will go in and out. What is that? What's wrong, Joker? Is that a device of some kind? Let's go check it out. Electrical box. Seems to be a power supply box or something. The word camera is written on it. Oh, that must be for the surveillance cameras. Let's destroy it, Joker. Boom. Just kicks.
Nice going!
Nice kick. Oh, I get it. We can break this to kill the cameras. Yep. And you can go back and take what was inside. Alright. Gonna get a little trickier from now on, but they are slowly introducing that stuff to you. Damn it. Well, crap. That was close. But we'll have to get through this area. Let's do it, guys.
Show me your true form.
Oh,
You may already know this, but inflicting status ailments on our enemies is a very useful tactic. I especially recommend it when you can't take advantage of an opponent's weaknesses.
Yep, definitely. We've done a lot
No
with Frozen in that
weaknesses?
regard, but
So,
they're
how about
enemies
we
like
make it
this that
forget
don't
its
have any
skills?
weaknesses. Inflicting a status element is very useful. So I'm really good for that.
There.
Joker definitely, but as you can see, he is burnt. But any enemy that has a status element, with a few exceptions of certain status elements,
Ready, Joker.
you'll get a technical with nuclear attacks.
Knock down,
Will knock
please.
them off.
You have them on the rope.
You can take them out.
Okay, guys. Let's do it! They felt that one.
Just like that. So, it's always good to take care of it that way.
Shadow spotted.
Don't worry. Grab that. And nothing over there. There are cameras there, though. You do not want to get caught in that. So, keep that area in mind for later.
There's an enemy. Be careful.
Also, when you try to grab one of your enemies, just make sure there's not any
I'll
cameras
reveal
in
your
sight.
true
When you
form.
do it, as soon as you leave, you'll get caught. Alright.
Psychokinetic moves should help here.
So,
It won't be a problem.
Psychokinetic and blind. That's unfortunate because most of those that we have, only Ren has. So we'll do. I don't want to.
You're mine.
We're all knocked down.
That's better.
That was
That way I
incredible,
don't waste
Joker.
so much SP for that. So that would be very wasteful. Because I could just do that once I knock them off. Alright.
Complete victory. Now let's keep going.
There's that side.
I'll reveal your
We
true
want to take care
form.
of you, but I want to worry like you. Alright. We got ourselves
Wow,
a
that shadow was
disaster.
crazy.
Disaster gal. Let's do that.
It's almost scary how good I am.
Okay.
Joker.
Persona!
What do you got?
Chikukaten! Ravage
Let's
them!
do...
Ooh, very
That
nice.
seems reasonable there, don't you?
Loaded. Yes! Victory! A spectacular victory.
It might be bleeding through him, I'm not
Okay.
entirely sure.
They were too weak
All
to
right,
bother with.
so open this up.
Oh, hey, look!
Yep. Let's take care of that. Got rid of all those cameras, and we can freely run around in this area.
Shadow ahead.
And one thing you don't have to worry
Show
about
me your true form.
is, as far as these camera systems are concerned,
Look, a treasure. This enemy's beneath us. It should be easy. Persona! Not finish you. That should have done it.
Let's go.
one thing you don't have to worry about, at least,
Great move,
is
Joker.
that
Two, not
Sona! Hold on. This isn't it. Up to you.
Not over yet. Persona!
Oh, you want more?
Persona!
Prepare yourself!
Get ready. Take this.
that necklace is not wanting to deal with it.
Oh, my eyes. I'm dizzy. Can't see straight. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, completely missed. Okay, so
Xenon sheet! Go down!
there we go.
Cool.
Psycho.
Cool, Joker.
There!
Joker took one out. All right. Resist.
Alright. There we go. Let's get the Queen's necklace.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Alright.
Okay.
But any of the camera system stuff
found a
that
chest.
you
What?
destroy as you go through, they will not show back up, so you will be good to go. That was the main thing I was trying to point out. Sorry. I was just so intent on trying to get through.
This
all
way.
this. Brain just didn't work there. Alright. Doing that takes out the camera systems in that area.
Yeah!
Okay, that should have killed some cameras. That definitely did. Now we can just run back. Now that once you beat all the enemies, you can just quickly make your way through, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright. And
Whoa!
even the electricity part here. So that's the other thing. If you did run through it, you would have had electrical gates to deal with. So they're on the same circuit, thankfully, so you can just kick the electrical box and you're good. But the fact that that's there should kind of be like, okay, that's a thing that you have to deal with. Alright.
Whoa!
Whoa, what's this? It's an exceedingly spacious room. According to the map, we should be able to head down from here. Hey, did you hear? It sounded like those intruders are wreaking havoc.
Hey,
Everyone, quiet down. I hear someone talking.
You're the one talking, Mona!
So, this floor, and Mr. Kaneshiro ordered us to... Yeah, but still. I mean, with these two keys to happen?
Keys? What are those shadows talking about? I wasn't able to pick up on everything they said. If only we could get closer.
What did you say?
More surveillance cameras. There are shadows in there. It's probably too dangerous to get any closer right now.
Hey,
I'm curious about the conversation. But there's nothing we can do about it at the moment. For now, let's just focus on finding a way down.
That is a
We will be
very
counting
good
on
piece of
you.
advice. Let's take care of some of those cameras.
Okay.
We shut off some of the cameras in front of the garden. Not all of them. It seems. The rest of them must be connected to a different power source. Looks like we need to check somewhere else. Also,
Treasure chest.
What?
Oh!
we have a lock chest with what in it? The Gang Star.
Whoa, that looks stronger than what I got now. Let me use it already.
Go ahead.
All right.
Alright, time to whoop some butt.
Focus.
Go ahead and head down this way.
Whoa!
Is this some kind of vault? According to the map, there's a great deal more beyond it. Then it's not a vault, but a partition of sorts. The terminal must be how you open it.
But
Both of them have keyholes. Meaning we'll need 2 keys to get beyond this area. For real? It's such a pain in the butt and how secure this place is. Well, it must be
Indeed.
important. What's that? It would seem that's correct. This may lead further down, just as Kaneshiro.
that reminds me.
Hey, perhaps the key those shadows were talking about goes here.
Let's go.
Sounds likely to me. Alright, let's go back to that room. Hold up, don't forget about them security cameras. Good point, they're a pain. But we should deactivate the security cameras first. Head down this way.
Joker.
I think there might be a Wilson here.
I can feel it.
We'll deal with the Wilson. Grab this though. Jump right up there. Warren stamp. Oh my goodness.
Joker! A treasure chest! Let's open it!
I'll reveal your true form.
right now.
Alright, this guy.
Go!
I believe it's nuclear he's weak to. Not entirely sure.
Press.
Persona! Go
Nope,
now.
it's psychokinesis.
They're all knocked down! That was incredible, Joker!
Alright. Let's deal with it.
Finish him!
I will say though, this shadow reminds me a lot
Use
of
my persona! Feel my rage! You think it can still fight? Let's do this!
what's the name of that game? Fatal Frame.
Take this! Such a pain!
Don't know why. It does though.
Shock!
Ow!
I got too reckless. I'll back out and focus on the sword. Queen's injured!
Oh my god.
She needs some help!
Yeah, this is not good.
It's time. Using it.
Be...
Playing dead isn't easy.
Here he comes.
Oh my gosh.
Someone treat her!
Oh my gosh. What in the world, game?
I got too reckless. I'll back out and focus on support.
Alright. I need
Yeah.
you to be at full life.
Playing dead isn't easy.
Apparently half-life isn't good enough.
Joker!
Oh my goodness, no. 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 Why is it this ridiculous? You know what?
All enemies
Get rid of you.
defeated. Just what I'd expect from you, Joker.
I should have just killed the guy to begin with.
Okay.
Don't use SP for that. You've got so many life stones to use. Jeez. Oh, there's our first we'll see.
Ooh, There's one of Kaneshiro's will seeds! Let's grab it!
We got the red gluttony seed.
Found a will seed! They're so creepy.
Focus.
Well, they'll never know. I think that's the point. Alright. I'm gonna just put that on the map. Because otherwise it's gonna bug me. Alright, let's unlock that. And there we go. We're gonna head back down and go this way this time. Oh. Doggo. Go ahead and open this door real quick.
Focus. I'll reveal your true form.
Alright, the first move is off!
I'm not too brushed up on dog
The enemy
breeds,
is
but
weak against
is that a Doberman or?
We're strong.
It is.
It's almost scary how good I am. This time I'll try. Alright, Queen! Alright, Queen! Freeze! Staring just away!
Let's take care of this. Yeah, unfortunately, unlike Joker's 9mm, her revolver is not. Well, Joker's got more of a well, they're both 9mm. His is more of like a standard handgun, well, semi-automatic handgun. Hers is a revolver,
Okay.
but her
We
accuracy
felt the
is
difference in strength in that fight.
trash with a gun. Comparatively, there is someone that actually has worse accuracy than she does, though. So it's not the worst, but it's
Joker!
it's the thing. There are ways to work around that, but we need to be able to have high enough guts to start that, because that does involve Iwa, the gun guy. All right, so
I have something.
could open that door. Don't remember this.
Show me your true
Just like-
form.
More or less a back area room.
Now's our chance to strike!
You or
Electricity is its weak point. This should be no problem for you. Get up!
Roger.
alright. Let's see.
The baton pass made you stronger.
Yeah.
You're mine.
No?
Persona! Ravager!
Keep up the pace.
Well,
That's 2 enemies
Got
down
that.
for Joker. Take that!
oh!
Don't move.
That's-
You have them on the rope.
What, like the first critical, like, normal attack we've seen? But yeah. Cool! Queen did it!
Okay, guys.
But yeah, if you go to just do a normal attack and you start seeing, like, the camera angle just slightly changes, that means they did a crit.
Okay.
Any
That's all
crit
it takes
attack,
for me.
doesn't matter who did it, it will involve their normal physical weapon. Why aren't those on? I guess that's part of what I disabled. It'll involve their physical weapon as well as their firearm. So Nope, nope. Need to grab that. No. SP heal. Definitely need that. Alright, we're also gonna unlock this door.
Show me your true form.
Trying to make sure that none of this really matters. Oh, hi there.
The person has no weakness. Our best chance is to make it confused.
Can we get a crit?
That was
We got a crit!
for you.
Nice!
Finish him.
Let's take them out, foes!
Let's go.
That didn't. You know what?
Chikokutan! Kaguya!
You know what?
All right.
Rebellion. Nope. Didn't quite. I was hoping for a crit. That's why I didn't. But that being said,
I give up, just let me go.
I'll just go ahead and join. I'm gonna just use these guys and from this
Don't
as
forget
like
this
Persona
feeling.
Fusion
Your
fodder.
power's incredible, Joker.
Really, that's all it is. That, or I'm going to transform
Okay.
into an item.
Let's see it.
This way.
So, boom. And got those.
Yes.
We shut off quite a few cameras now. Do you think we could get to the other room now? I think so. Yes. Oh, let's do that. Head up these stairs here, and you'll notice we're on the other side of that locked door. Unlock it. Boom. From here, you can head back down. That does, unfortunately, respawn the enemies. But thankfully, there's not too many between both points.
Oh,
Alright, we've made it so far. Looks like there are shadows in there. Let's hide it. Listen in on it.
About those intruders.
Oh, are you really that concerned? Don't be. We have the keys they need. So things should be okay as long as we protect them.
What?
Wait, you think they're talking about those two keys? Just as expected. Those are highly likely to what opens the partition. What are we gonna do then? Beat them up and take the keys?
listen up.
Really, Skull? Just look at them. They're not your average shadows. Anyone in charge of such important keys must be extremely strong.
And there's two of them. Dealing with both of them would be tough. Plus, they could sound the alarm. What do you think we should do?
That's a good question.
Then why don't we split them up and beat them individually? And how will we do that? Remember that monitoring room upstairs? The room we got the map in? There was some communication equipment in there as well. We can use that to lure one away. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I agree. It sounds a lot safer than fighting both of them at the same time. Okay, let's leave this part to our resident intellectual.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. So first we need to head to the monitoring room. Think we can head over there now, Joker? Thank goodness for the royal version. Normally you would have to run back there in the normal version. The royal version's like, hey, do you just want to warp there? Yes. Let's head there. And it puts you right in front of it. Alright. Okay, I'll give it a try. Are we ready? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, stay quiet during this. Come in, security room. This is the monitoring room. We've been ambushed by intruders, requesting backup immediately. One person should be perfect. Roger that. We'll send someone your way at once.
All right.
There we go. All we need to do now is wait for the enemy. I'm big and bulky. Look at me run. There's no one here. Not exactly. This is a trap. You! Yeah, it was a trap. Also, it's dude with hole in face. That kind of looks like Darth Maul. I'm just saying. Got the horns on the head, got the dual blade. Next thing you know, you're gonna start using the dark side of the force.
I'll finish you.
I missed. No wind
Really?
skills. It's powerful, so stay on guard.
Alright,
No.
No wind skills. It's powerful, so stay on guard.
get some damage in.
Let me handle this.
Sure.
On your knees.
And
You're on the floor.
crit
You're
hit
the
on
best,
you.
Panther.
Do it.
Now, this guy you cannot pretty since he's like story specific as to an enemy.
Let's do this.
So just beat him up and you're good. Honestly, we could have taken them both at the same time, but they're trying to be like, oh, you can't do
Easy
it.
win.
You're too good.
Increases defense for all allies. And that's just decreasing defense. So. Got the right key.
Oh,
Ooh, he had a key. Guess that went pretty well, huh?
all right.
That means there should only be one shadow in the security room. Let's snatch the other key while we can.
Hey,
Okay, Joker, do you want to go right to the security room from earlier? Yep, head straight there. Thank goodness! Alright. Wyatt, coming back. Could something have happened?
now then.
We'll be heading right into a battle when we charge in there. You ready for this? Perfectly.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Huh? Who are you? We're here for the other key. What? Then the car burglar. How dare you!
Persona.
Um,
I missed. Tough.
Mona,
Weak to nuclear.
getting tired of
You
your
know what to
silliness.
do, right? They're all knocked down. That was incredible, Joker.
Let's deal with you.
This'll end
Maybe. Not quite. Oh, fantastic.
pretty good.
Ow.
Persona. Johanna. I'm knocked down, Queen. You have them on the rope.
Well, Mona's on really low health.
This'll end
Mona's not on her feet, so yep. Didn't do quite enough
Okay.
damage because of that.
How about we kick some butt together? Yay, you're back. Now it's showtime.
Alright, whatever.
Showtime! For you, Panther! How sweet! It's just what I needed! How's that? Ha!
I,
Get a load of this!
it's a silly thing. It really is. 735. That's pretty good damage there. Alright. We got the left key. And
Okay.
also there is a map in the back of the room. Perfect. We now have both keys. Oh, just one moment. Doesn't this map have a little more information than our own?
Nice!
Oh, right you are. Well done, Queen. Maybe you can tell us where the bank is, like, further down. How's it look? You see where the treasure is? Well, most of the suspicious area would be the deepest part. Look here, there's an elevator that leads down. The treasure must be past there.
Indeed.
This map seems to indicate there is an area beyond the partition rather than... It is rather large than... And
sure security will be getting more intense from here onward, too. We'll need to be more careful, too.
Grab that. Also, we need to heal Mona up. And Panther. They both got completely hurt. Alright, I think we'll be fine. If you need to head back to the, if you need to, like, go back to the beginning, and, like I'm going to in a little bit, about, getting the, your persona stuff fixed, we'll be able to do that in a little bit, so.
Okay, let's try turning it all at the same time.
On 3. 1, 2.
There you go.
This took some time, but we managed to force it open.
There you go. Great teamwork, everyone.
Yes, I agree. The cooperation of our whole team is what helped us through this particular ordeal.
Nice.
Dude, there's money all over the floor.
It's raining money. What are you talking about?
So he took all of this from the weak.
He's going to pay for this.
Oh yeah.
Focus.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Swipe that. Nothing in there. I just like marking those off.
Indeed.
Just because this door seems to be blocked by a gate as well. So, another way to, like a shortcut.
Ah,
Wait, Joker, hide!
What? More cameras?
No.
No. These ones seem different from what we've seen before. They turn on and off. It might be surveillance, that the surveillance system that switches between multiple cameras for efficient coverage.
What about this?
That means we just gotta pass by when it's not recording, yeah?
That should work. There are guards too. Guards to watch out for too. We should proceed with caution.
Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Any of the areas like this that are blue, they'll turn it on and off. The green ones will always stay on.
I have something. I'll reveal your true form.
Grab your mask. A bunch of
We're the better fighters. Use fire attacks to hit its
Well,
head.
we'll take care of this.
Great move, Joker.
What, really?
Do not flat.
Alright,
Do it.
Not over yet. Let's do this.
always do it.
Cut it. Let's see that again, Panther.
Now we get to do another shit.
This'll let the beautiful rose has
This is gonna be like not remembering half of the
Okay.
the things. Alright.
I have something.
Still want to be careful. Alright, yeah. Once you get in here, grab that. Put it up.
Yeah. Yes.
I think there's this room with the will seed nearby. Yeah, it's on the other side down there.
How could this be?
Now then.
Yeah. Do want to be careful.
I can feel it.
There we go.
Kaneshiro's will seeds. Let's take it.
Certainly will. We got the second lizard.
We got another will seed. That's 2 so far.
Focus.
Oh.
I have something.
Come all the way down here.
Look,
Drop
a
down.
treasure chest.
There we go. Yeah, you do all of that just for that. It seems a lot for a little, but it's actually pretty good to go ahead and do that. Because the black katana or whatever, however you pronounce that, is your item that you use to transmute, so... Nope.
Show me your true form.
I knew I was going to run into one of them at some point, but there you go.
That one's
Enemies
no
near
joke.
you are
Be
alerted,
careful.
and they're like, wait, what? Something happened. What?
It's almost scary how good I am.
There.
Okay.
Let's just think
Powered up from the baton pass.
Chikokuten.
on it.
There.
Marvelous.
Boom!
Time. A spectacular victory.
Yes, it's very spectacular.
Okay. It's
I
somewhere.
felt the difference in strength in that fight.
Alright. And, like before, there's the locked door we had earlier. Unlocking that, and we're good.
I'll reveal your
Let's
true
take care of
form.
those. Now,
Now's our
The opponent's weak. Gunshots won't
at
work,
least it's
so
nuclear.
try something else.
I do have our resident nuclear specialist here.
All right, Queen.
What now? Come on.
Persona. Charge, Johanna. All right, Queen. They're in disarray.
There we go.
This'll
Take care of these fools.
They felt that one.
Nice.
All right.
Got a
Level up.
level. Needed that level.
Whoa, a new move.
Oh, Carmen got a level up too.
All right.
Good work.
See it.
Mine got
Keep
a
it
level
up.
up. Carmen got a skill to that level.
I'll reveal your
That's
true
actually
form.
pretty good if you have third eye and you're hidden. It's not going to attack.
All right. The first move is ours.
The next. To the next
It's
area.
almost scary how good I am.
To the next
Not
area.
over yet.
Not area.
Panther's ready to pounce. Persona!
Actually, we're not doing that. We're going to do that.
Your
And
weakness,
then we do
Panther.
this. That's what I want. Now, not every single one of the showtimes is single attack. There are some that are multi-hit, but most of them are single
All right.
character attacks.
I felt
see
the
it.
difference in strength in that fight.
Those are kind of more of the higher end fights that are later on when those people develop those friendships to that point. So, all right.
Joker, there's a chest.
There's also a dog.
I'll reveal your true form.
Like,
Alright, the first move is ours.
It's
Fire's not gonna work.
no, actually, nuclear's strength. Not that. Wait. Oh, it's.
Sure.
It's like, how do you
Tom pass.
have a weakness for them? Alright, oh gosh, I'm not sure what's going on.
None of them sound fantastic, to be honest.
Kaguya!
You know what?
Violet win!
We're gonna do this.
Now, let's continue.
Yeah, victory.
It's unfortunate. I do have ways to heal the MP, so it's not like
Okay.
I can't heal it, oh no.
A stylish victory.
I'd much rather not feel like I have to do that. Alright. Hmm? Do you hear something coming from below? Isn't that Kaneshiro? What's he doing down here? It's rather difficult to hear what he's saying from where we are now. Alright,
Focus.
so this area is a bit of a pain because you can't really hide that much.
I'll reveal your
But
true form.
there is a reason to go on both sides. Other than if you want to just do naturally and stuff. Alright,
Come! You're mine.
let's get the nuclear hit.
Pretty cool, Joker.
Go!
Not over yet. Persona. Carmen. Next to map. You're so gorgeous.
There's,
Okay,
I
guys.
believe there's treasure chests on both sides. Or at least a treasure on both
Be
sides.
the best.
I can't even remember. Don't know why.
Okay.
I felt
Alright.
the difference in strength in that fight.
Oh, a treasure chest.
That has a revival beam. Oh,
That's a powerful shadow.
you know what? I'm gonna need to do this. I have 6 of them. I need to stop being as stingy as I am with those.
Look,
I'll reveal your true
I think it's
form.
because I know some of the fights later on, and I'm gonna be like,
I need those.
Alright, this one's weak to psychokinesis.
not like I can't totally not farm for that or anything. But whatever, man.
Your skill.
What's the level? 26? I could actually try to grab him. Sure, why not?
Bro, we're fighting here. If you want to talk, you'll have to move me.
Oh. Fine. I forget, he's a powerful shadow. They're not gonna be
This one's weak to psychokinesis.
psychokinesis. So we're gonna need
Neon sheet!
to
Ravage them!
CO.
They're all knocked down. That was incredible,
And
Joker. Finish him.
no,
Finish it. Let's do
not a
this.
whole lot of it.
It's a pain.
And what is your damage with hurting Mona like that? Jeez, dude. Alright, hold on. Gotta revive Mona again.
Okay.
Playing dead isn't easy.
Is it gonna be your turn next?
Joker, get
What?
up.
Oh my gosh. Seriously? Well, that. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna have to do all of that again. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you guys watch that. I'll be right back. Golly.
So, what a true...
Yeah, sure, Igor.
Actually, I don't have to go too far, I think. Where was the last safe room? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do all that again. Yeah, I'm not making you guys watch that. I'll be right back when we hit that level. I thought there was a place much closer than this. The thing is we were in a room that had a safe room in it. But that shadow was... Ugh. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So, a lot happened. I went through a lot of different places. I also went back to the Velvet Room prematurely before this room and did a lot of persona fusing. So we now have Lamia, Isis, Orpheus. I brought him back. We actually did make this guy, so Take Minakata. We had Lean Shide. I went to the Picaro version of Kaguya. Brought Rakasha back. Created Anzu and Satana. So we do have quite a bit of things here. I did give Lamia, normally doesn't have Mabufu, but I did give her an ice move so we could actually, you know, deal with that kind of stuff. Isis, I actually had a Recarn card. That's where I was thinking where Recarn came from. So I can actually use that to revive in case we run out of reviving items, because apparently that's going to be a thing that I'm going to have to do a lot of. But she also does have a 20 on the magic, so her Freelia and Makoga is going to be very good. Another reason why I brought him back is he actually has a null to physical, which would have really helped with that fight before everything went south. So it's not the worst thing ever. People did get some levels. Ryuji and Morgana got levels. Ryuji got memory blow. No, he had memory blow. He got assault dot. Well, I forget which one he got. He recently got both of those, so there's that. Morgana got Garula, so it's a little bit, it's nice to actually have all the stuff where you need. But that did take quite a bit of time out. I did actually end up finding necklace. Well, there's a Queen necklace right there. But that's not what my point was. My point was that I did find one, and that I went back to the Velvet Room after that. I spent 20-ish minutes.
Looking cool,
Spending
Joker.
that time to use personas.
Looking good, Panther.
Also, after I cleaned out that floor with that first save room, I went back to it and saved, so if we do have a problem, I won't have to backtrack as bad.
That's a
Ooh,
new
got
skill.
Freelia.
Let's try it out.
Okay.
So,
I felt the
yeah,
difference.
a little bit less... I was a little bit less careful, so the security level's high.
Joker!
Grab this. You know what? I'm not gonna bother with that fight. It stinks. I hate doing that, but you know, I'm not gonna waste y'all's time.
Show me your true form.
Especially when there's a safe room right here and I can go grab it. if I really want to fight that guy, I can.
There's a dangerous one in there. It's almost scary how good I am.
Really? I missed the one. There we go. There we go. And boom.
Beautiful rose has thorns.
Blank card.
Okay.
That was an easy battle.
It really was. Okay. Yeah, so the side that has the treasure chest has the,
Show me your true
difficult
form.
it's whatever. It's annoying, but whatever.
Alright, the first move is ours. Zoro!
Nice. Got that.
It's almost scary how good I am.
Here goes. Sona. Isis! You're
Let's
mine.
take care of this.
Cool!
Yeah,
Looking
as you can
cool,
see,
Joker.
does a lot more damage with his spells thanks to Isis.
Finish him!
Isis is one of those. Is actually a pretty good persona for magic.
All right.
They were too weak to bother with.
Pretty much. Condenser lens. Alright, we're good there. And we're gonna run down over here and grab these. Nothing in that one? Alright.
This sense.
There we go. Now we have a
We can
safe room to come to, finally. I'm sorry. That just took forever. Alright. Just looking at his face makes me mad. I can even. We'll need to draw a little closer to be able to hear their exchange.
Ready?
Yep, let's go. It is random who wants to talk. I will say
Now
that.
then.
We may enter a battle if we get any closer. You ready? Yeah, I'm good. Kaneshiro.
You battle. How did you get this far? What about my security?
What?
Sorry, that was just a piece of cake for us. Well, I wouldn't say it was that simple.
Hey, finish off these vermin here. You keep them away from the elevator at all costs.
Well, I don't really care. Also, this guy has a very weird face. It looks, it's all smooshed up. It looks very weird. Alright. I don't remember.
Persona!
I don't remember what his weakness is.
There.
No. Also, that's a dangerous thing.
Persona! Charge, Johanna! Alright, Queen!
You know what?
This is not over yet!
Persona!
No.
Shikyochi!
No.
Amamiya!
I don't think it's that either. He might be another one that doesn't have.
Takemina Kata! Ravage them!
I don't think he actually has
Panda's on her feet! Are you alright? Okay. How about we kick some butt together? Yay, you're back! Now it's showtime.
some blood. Well, let's take out the big
Come
guy.
on! A gift
Don't
as beautiful
really
as you! Gorgeous! I won't let it go to waste! Yahoo! Here we go! Get a load of this! Perfect! Pretty great, huh? Time for my persona! Huh?
There. Do some heals.
Persona!
That will bend it backwards like that.
Go down!
Persona!
Exactly.
Joker!
Let's just take care of it.
Finish him!
That way we don't worry about it. Better to do that than anything else.
All right,
Nice, at the level
level up.
27. Where's Kaneshiro? He took off while we were busy fighting. Yes, but he seems to have been in a hurry. He left this behind. It's a journal. Let us see what lies inside. R equals C equals 0. I equals 1. H equals 2. What could this mean? Pages left afterward have been torn out as well. Could it be a code of some sort? If we're not gonna figure this crap out now, we should just keep going forward, yeah? Considering Kaneshiro's reaction, this elevator should lead us to the innermost part of the bank.
Okay, let's go.
If so, it'll be the most secure area as well. Let's make sure we're ready for whatever awaits. Mona's right. I do want to do this real... Well, actually, you know what? I don't think I need to worry about it. I say I think, but then again, we had that problem last time where I'm like, it'll be fine. No, it wasn't. Golly.
Hey, look!
That looks cool.
What the hell? Are these all vaults? How messed up is this guy?
And he just likes a lot of security, maybe?
We're supposed to check all of these for the treasure?
Hold on. This distinct shape. Could it be...
What's the matter?
If my prediction is correct, we won't need to check every single one of these small vaults.
Well, that's good.
For real?
That is, I hope. I'll explain why once I've confirmed my theory. I seriously hope so too.
Alright, so I was right to where it led. Yeah. Alright, cool.
The cognition here is weak. There may be a safe...
Yes, there is a safe room here.
This looks usable. Let's take a break, Joker.
Sure thing. Now we have access to the underground vault. The vault? The vault. Anyway, this should make a good base. We can resume our infiltration from here. We definitely can.
Joker!
We'll just have to trust Queen with her idea. Let's go, Joker.
Oh,
Queen appears to have an idea. Nothing but vaults everywhere we go. I'm starting to think we get mixed up in here. Alright, we are going back to the bank entrance real quick. Because...
Do you
Hi,
need
Justine.
something?
There's a thing I want to check. There were some persona that were locked behind level 27 that I wanted to grab if possible.
You certainly seem composed.
Yes, I am. Thank you
The
for
inmate
noticing.
needs our guidance.
Some modification, huh?
Rebellion?
It appears it will become something protective.
Okay.
Finished for now?
Justine,
You want to register? Are you sure?
Yes.
You would
now choose.
Okay. I can do Clotho, I can do Andrus. We don't need Fortune right now. Well, we don't need Fortune or Devil currently. But we can't really do any of the other ones. Thunderbird, Crozone, Andrus. So I can do Andrus with those two. Really? Out of all the ones that I've got, those are the ones that are available. Actually,
Looks
I think
pretty
it'd be
tough.
easier to do it with
Select the skills
Leaf
you'd like to
bloodline.
inherit.
Yeah, Makoga. I will do Darn, Recarm, Emulate a Shower.
Its power will be nothing on you. I see.
We do need it for later, so I guess it's good to just go ahead and get it. Satana and
Looks pretty tough.
you. Yeah, that's a thing. What's this? Alright,
Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
going to be more Soinga, Zionga. For some reason, I always call it Soinga. I don't know why. Salt Dive. Defense Master.
Its power will my.
The reason why I'm really wanting to go ahead and make them is so when I go to create, when I go to start those confidants, I can actually go ahead and already have one of their gosh, my brain's just not thinking clearly right now. I can actually go ahead and have a persona with their arcana. That's one thing.
Excessive power only leads to
I
destruction.
know, gosh.
Some modification, huh?
Alright.
Finished for now?
Well-
Justine.
Read here.
Don't think I have any need for any other. I guess if it really came down to it, I would probably
This persona?
pick, like that one, just to have a lower level one. But yeah, these actually have a very high ability, like colossal damage is insane.
Is this what you want?
Acting? Expendable items not used after a baton pass. That's actually really good. We'll get to those really special ones at some other point, but currently that's not the case.
This persona? A fee is required, then accept this
It's
persona.
unfortunate between these two, there's 21 levels before you can get another lover's persona. And Sentana.
You'll withdraw this. This is your power. Are you finished?
What?
Actually, hold on. I want to.
Let's now choose.
Is there? No. Put that. Pisca. That's the.
Excessive power
Yeah,
only
that's
leads to
that one.
destruction.
Okay. Wait. I thought it. I do not have you. Why do I not have you?
Not terrible.
That,
not
oh, that's
impressive.
this dude. I
Select
forgot
the
about
skills
that.
you'd like to inherit.
Sure. Wait. Oh, no.
Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
Oh, yeah, because that's what that guy has. Alright. Let's do that. And those
It will
two.
receive some now for a rebirth.
And there we go. only 7, so he's caught up with all the other ones. You...
They will be reborn.
This shall be the result. Into a new form.
We'll give double shot to the card so we can give a gun ability to who we want.
Finished. Just these are the paths you have walked. A fee is required. This is your power.
Grab you back, and it was, yeah.
A fee is required. And accept such rudeness.
Yes, I'm
Done
so
already?
rude.
What?
I love
It is
that.
time,
I don't know why I
inmate.
like that voice line that much, but I do. It was like such rudeness. Oh, I did it again. You know what the thing is I've been playing the Sunbreak DLC.
We're here.
And it's just,
What do we do next?
I keep thinking I have to double tap everything in this game.
Hey,
We probably won't need to check every single one of these vaults. Okay, well that's good to know.
Oh,
No way
man.
we can check all these. I'm sure Queen's right about this. Don't worry,
Let's
she
go.
is. Alright. Here comes the... I think this is the monotonous part of this dungeon, but hey. The lock is currently engaged. Please enter requisite pen.
What?
Pen? So, this is gonna open one of the vaults? There's something written above the number pad on rich. This is disgusting. How obsessed can one man be with his money? Wait, there might be something more than that. Do you think it's connected to that journal?
Indeed.
Let me think. If I remember correctly, it said in R equals C equals 0, I equals 1, H equals 2. See, it has all of the letters in the word rich. That might be worth a try. Can you do it, Joker? I'll do it.
Agreed.
We'll leave it to you. The treasure may be the operative. If you get confused, just take a look at Kaneshiro's journal. It's amongst our belongings. So you just need to go to your key items to look at it. The journal, but they do hammer it home. What means what? This may be worth trying out, Joker. Can you do it? Yep. Get it correct? You got a key. That turns the lock. What the? The whole vault moved? So my deduction may be correct. Money! I need more money. I must grow richer. As long as I'm rich, anything will be possible.
huh?
That voice, it's Kaneshiro. Is he watching this? That doesn't seem to be the case. That sounds more like a voice of his heart. I guess all he really thinks about is money after all. So he blackmails people out of their savings, and that's still not enough? What a douche. More importantly, the message in the journal says was the pin code.
That aside,
Yes, it seems so, but I doubt it will be easy from this point forward. The rest of the pages were torn out of the journal. Who knows what clues they may hold. Nah, let's not get pessimistic. We should look around and try to find some other clues. Time to head further in and find those pens. Yeah, they weren't kidding. You have to find multiple pens? Yeah. It made what pretty much should have been like the last little area into a scavenger hunt down here. I mean, it's whatever, but you have to do multiple areas to find a pen and then unlock another area by doing all this.
it's somewhere.
It gets tedious after a while, in my opinion. Alright, oh, it's... gosh. Oh.
Shadow spotted. It's powerful.
Yeah, no, not. That null against. You know what? I totally forgot to do this.
I'll reveal your true
Let's take
form.
care of this, fool.
Alright, the first move is electric
got-
skills
we got
are
all this
ineffective. Launch your attacks. Witness my resolve.
Confuse him, please.
It's time.
I'm gonna give.
All right.
this- Oh, I did not.
Look, there's an enemy that's confused. Give it some psychokinesis.
Persona!
All right.
We're gonna heal. I forgot to heal everybody. Threw away the devil fruit. Man. That's unfortunate. You know, you could have had one of those really cool abilities. If you ate it.
Persona!
Totally different.
Xenon sheet! Go down!
They're all knocked down! This was
Let's go.
incredible, Joker! This'll
Just that moment.
Time to use this.
Thank you!
I hate that. I hate that it does that. So annoying that it does that. Oh my gosh.
I got too reckless. I'll back out
I
and
wanted
focus on
to
support.
recover.
Panther's shocked!
Persona!
She can't move!
There.
Get out of here. Alright. Since I messed that up, get
This
your
should
butt
do.
over here, Mona.
Playing dead isn't easy.
Persona! This one's weak to psychokinesis. Get ready! Ha! Oh, you want more? Now the enemy is just a brainwashed drone. Use psychokinesis.
Try this again.
Let's go. Ravage them!
They're all knocked down! That was incredible, Joker! Okay, guys.
It's annoying because it's just I'm so upset with myself about that.
Okay.
That's a big help. Ow!
Well, I'm glad I healed her.
Persona!
Jeez. Hey, here.
Witness my resolve! Me!
Everyone needs some help other than
I
Joker
appreciate
right
it.
now.
It's time. There!
They're all knocked down!
But yeah,
That
that's
was
way better.
Joker!
Jeez.
Finish
I don't know why that had to be so darn difficult.
So annoying.
All right.
That enemy was pretty good.
Get out of here. Say goodbye to all of those cameras. Alright, we're gonna open this door. Take out this.
Do it.
Yeah,
Wind is
there's
effective.
only
Keep calm.
two
This'll go
weaknesses.
smoother.
I think I do have this. You know what? one of them. Yo,
Sure.
you mind doing something about this? Because this would be fantastic time to actually do this.
Amamiya! Go down!
They're all knocked down! Don't lose
Let's go.
incredible
There we
Joker!
go. Nice and
Finish
easy.
him!
There we go.
All right.
Oh.
That was so easy, I'm yawning.
Yeah. You need a heal. And you need a heal. Let's grab this. A bead. So that's a full heal. And you want to come
Hey.
here. I know I already saw one of these earlier in the palace, but man, is it ugly. I mean, it's a golden piggy bank. It's obvious that money's the only thing that's on its mind.
Hey,
Wait, really? Okay. Did I not do the thing?
Joker,
We may have found the controls we've been looking for. Anything we can do here?
Yes!
Oh look, the shutter's gone. We can keep going.
Attention all guards! Attention all guards! The rat has made their way to every floor. Tighten security on all levels. They must not proceed any further. Protect the golden pig at all costs.
man.
Man, he seems really worked up. I guess that was... you know what? Never mind. He must truly not want us gaining access to this golden.
you notice?
Well, pretty sure that one right there is the one he mentioned. Pretty suspicious if you ask me. So I just did it early.
This is...
There's a note here. It says P equals I. What the hell's that supposed to mean? Wait. The edge of it's torn. Maybe it came from Kaneshiro's journal?
nice.
Ooh, it's a continuation of the code we found in there. This could be useful. Alright. Oh, no. Yo, Doberman.
Show me your
I don't
true
know how you didn't
form.
notice me. Whatever. I'm not complaining. Alright. For all of you,
It's time. Ravage them!
you're going to get a Mabufu.
They're all knocked down!
There we go.
Losing the whole
We're good.
Joker!
We're done. We're done with you. Get out of here.
Finish him!
Oh, she got a level.
All right.
She's
A
catching up.
complete victory. Now let's keep going.
Yeah, certainly. Alright, stats. Yeah, she's now only a level lower than the rest, other than Rin, so. An, I want you to take a back seat. You've been in for a while. We'll have Ryuji take your place. That way we can have her still helping out. That we don't have the code for yet. We do have to keep moving around until we get the other part of the code. At least, yeah, that should be the case.
Ah,
Reveal your true form.
say goodbye to your mask, man.
Now's our chance to strike! Go!
The opponent's weak.
So
Gunshots
nuclear
won't work,
is the
so
one.
try something else.
Yeah. So I need fire. Do I only have a one hit? Yeah, looks like I only have a one hit. Of course I do.
You're mine.
Looking cool, Joker!
It's time. Ravage them!
Did you?
Looking Looking cool, Joker.
Alright,
All right, Queen, I'm pass the baton and push it up.
let's use my prey.
That's 2 on the floor. Go get him, Queen. Finish him.
And that's...
Fist of justice.
If you didn't hear her,
Okay.
she yelled fists of
A
justice.
decisive victory.
Alright. Oh, no, it's not though. There are some things that...
I'll reveal your true form. Let's go.
No joke. Be
It's
careful.
gonna bug me that much. It is. I was right. It is a Doberman.
Witness my resolve. It's almost scary how good I am.
How could I? Well,
Okay.
Switch. You powered up from the baton pass.
Persona! Ravage them!
nice.
Marvelous.
Damn it.
Time.
The damage, man.
Nice work, team.
Okay.
That was so easy, I'm yawning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about right there. Sometimes those
Joker!
open. Model guns. Okay, so model guns are like the black Kagatanas and the Black Rocks and the like. They are for modeling, for transmogrification. Go on page 2. There's a note here. It says E equals 9, A equals 3. It would seem that it seems to be the same as the one we found earlier. There's an edge here that's frayed as well.
Nice.
Perfect. There's more hints. The more hits we find, the closer we get to solving the code. Come on, let's hurry over to the input machine. Yeah, I jumped the gun somewhat. You're supposed to look at it and it's like, hey, we don't know all the code, and then you leave. But since I know that you have to run around and grab it, I don't worry about it. Alright, pen entry panel. This is a pen entry, but REAP is written on this one. REAP? Isn't that like harvest? Why would he have that as a password? The man sees people as walking ATMs. He must think of collecting money like it from them as a harvest.
How unsightly.
Shiro is truly rotten to the core. I think he's a criminal. Do people not understand? If this is the same kind of thing as before, the hints should help us find the password, right? We'll see about that. Why don't we check the information we have on hand? Okay. This is where you'll probably... the only time you'll ever use this part of your inventory is looking at these, because it actually makes you go through it. It's weird, but whatever, I guess. You know what? That way I don't have to keep pulling this up. I'm gonna just put this in Notepad, because I don't ever remember these. I always have to keep going through the... Golly. I have to keep looking it up. Equals 1. H equals 2. P equals I. E equals 9. A equals 3. Alright. I'll give it just yet. So, reap is the word. It's gonna be 0, 9, 3, 1. Alternatively, if you really don't want to have to bother with it, you can just look up the walkthrough part of this and say, okay, what's the code? Because you don't want to deal with it. I don't blame you at all. Unless you want to grab all, like, every chest and every piece of, like, a conversation that you can get out of it. Unless you want to do that, I don't blame you for just saying, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. That sound, it seems like the vault has moved again. Alright, it worked.
This isn't anywhere near your quota for this month. Don't give me your excuses. Just go reap every last penny.
This voice again.
I'll make you understand if you don't get it. People who can't earn money are worthless to me.
He's completely distorted. It looks like he really believes money is more important than human life. What a pitiful man.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's finish this quick. The door's probably opened up. So we should head back and check it out. What do you think, Joker? You think we should head straight over to the vault? Yep. Thank goodness for this jump. Yeah, the original had you run all the way back.
Yeah.
Oh, it's open. This is the second one. I wonder how many more there are. I'm sure we'll find out as we go. Let's just keep going to our next one. Yeah, there's another one. As you can see, there's an enemy just standing there. That's where our last will seat is, so we are approaching the end of this dungeon, thankfully. But hey, this dungeon is, I would say,
Look,
the beginning
a
of
treasure
showing
chest.
just
Why don't
how
we crack it
long
open?
these can get.
Show me your true form.
Because they can get so long to the point where it's like, oh gosh, you want to take a break. But that just means you're taking more time out of doing what you need to do
I'll try.
to level up everything. So it's one of those, how far do you want to go until you run out of
Finish him. Fist of justice.
Okay.
yeah, level 27 for both.
Easy win. They were nothing.
Yeah, they weren't nothing special.
I can see it.
There's the Doberman. Oh, nope. I'd rather not get spotted by
I'll reveal
Doberman.
your true form.
All right. The first move is ours. Not finish you.
Finish it.
Persona. Amamiya. Ravage now.
Cool! Looking cool, Joker!
Up to you.
Not over yet.
Go!
Charge, Johanna. There's 2 on the floor. Go get him, Queen.
Let's beat them up with our all-out attack. Yeah, Makoto's really good in this dungeon because there's a ton of enemies that are weak to nuclear.
Okay.
So even though she may
Easy
not be
win.
properly
They were
outfitted,
nothing.
she's invaluable in this dungeon. I will more than likely off screen go grab everything I can for her, so I like get new armor and everything. I don't miss this up. Did I?
It's one of those moments.
A treasure chest. Why don't we crack it open?
Oh, we gotta get over there first, Mona. I can see it. Why? First up,
This way.
we gotta kick this. This helps immensely. Alright. Grab that. Hop on down. And we got ourselves a lock chest. Alright, a golden vest. Well, I don't have to worry about her not having what she needs. It is better than On's, but On's gives her more magic, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, just go ahead and jump down here, grab this. Head this way. There is, well, I guess I should
reveal
show
your
it.
true form.
I kind of just really went past an entire door back there. You can't get in it, but I should show it. I got it myself. Alright.
All right.
A stylish
I have
victory.
something.
Slipped right past it. Let's just go ahead and deal with that. Oh, really? There wasn't. Okay. I didn't realize there was a. I forgot about that security camera. This door.
Hey, look at
This
this!
door seems different from the others. It's all gold and shiny. There's also a weird pig. Maybe we should do some reconnaissance first? Good morning! This entrance is strictly for Kaneshiro Bank employees. For entry, please display your keycard and pay 10,000 yen. I get that employees would have to show their keycards, but they gotta pay too? And that definitely ain't cheap.
I see.
So Kaneshiro even views his own employees as exploitable resources. I'm sure it'll make him a little money, but I doubt it'll amount to anything substantial.
What do you want to do?
What should we do? I don't think we should have to pay Kaneshiro. So, you can. You don't have to. We got the money, I mean, for crying out loud. We got 200,000 yen. I'll show you what happens when you do pay it.
For real?
Oh, come on, really? What a waste! Boom. You completely skip that monotonous thing over there. Yeah, it's a thing. You get torn page 3. And that is U equals A. It's just like the other codes we've been picking up. I think that'll be a hint. So, yeah, if you don't want to have to deal with it, there you go. But we don't have what S is. It's hugs. Oh my gosh, for Ryuji. It says huge, you moron. Can you even read? Hey, it's another one input. This one's hugs. So we'll need to transpose this one into numbers too. I hope we can do it with the hints we have. We should be able to. Actually, we cannot. Huge. It's huge. As in, you're a huge idiot. Anyway, this can be made into numbers too, right? I hope it's not too difficult.
try it later. Sure, you can figure out the timing for yourself. Okay, so we need to actually go find the... There we go. That's where it is. Also, I do believe... Yeah, if you're here, you can open the door from this area, this side, and you don't have to pay anything. But I'm going to smash this. Yeah, that area is a pain to go through. So you can honestly
I'll reveal
you can
your true form.
get through that, go through that way if you want, but whatever, honestly. It's just really up to you of what you want to do.
That should have done it.
I would say if you're concerned about your health at all, just go ahead and pay it.
Ravage them! Persona! Bam!
There we go.
That was incredible, Skull.
All right.
Easy.
That enemy was really weak.
Alright, we got torn page 4. Oh yeah, another note. If I'm reading it right, it says G equals P. Okay, we have one more hint than before. Let's keep it up. Alright, we got what we need. I don't think there is any... Yeah, that's just a hallway. I wonder if it's going to count. Yep, there we go. It counts that side anyway. Alright. Let's do this. Huge. So... 2? 3. 1. 9.
Yes!
Great, it looks like the vault opened even more now. Well then, we should keep... This isn't enough. I need to have a huge presence. What now? I'm done having other people walk all over me. It's my turn now.
You're unforgivable.
He's beyond redemption. It seems he cares not for those he tramples upon himself. Every step we take is strengthening my resolve. Let's push onward. Want to go back to the vault then? Oh, we'll explore some more. Because if you notice... Oh, really? Huh. I thought that meant you could kick it. I remember you being able to damage that in some way, and you could get your money back. That... I might be remembering incorrectly on that, so don't hold that too much. There we go. I feel better. Don't have to deal with either the Doberman or that strong enemy. I'm good. We're moving on. Or
Yeah!
check it out. This one's open for us too. This movement, there can be no doubt. Did you notice something? This entire floor. It's the cylinder of a lock. What do you mean? Can you explain that a little more? The cylinder is the mechanism that judges if a key is the proper shape. If you use the correct key, all of the discs align and the lock opens.
Indeed.
Now that you mention it, while the walls rotate, the path forward has remained facing the same way. So you're saying the whole floor is just one giant lock? That's right. All of the smaller vaults in here aren't important.
there has to be an area further in, locked away by the room itself.
All right, let's go.
And that's where the treasure's gotta be. Sweet, let's get going. Okay, I was actually incorrect. That's not the room with we'll see. Oh gosh. It's one of these other hallways down. Another one of these jerks. What is it doing here? Look behind it. Another button device. The shadow must be protected.
What do you want to do?
It seems we have to take it down to move on. You ready for this, Joker?
Heck yeah, I am.
You guys must be the rats we've been hearing about. You know, Mr. Kaneshiro ordered me to absolutely not let anyone beyond this point. Except your dad.
I don't know why he sounds like that, but he does. Alright. Life-draining spirit. Oh.
That was your skill.
That was definitely your skill, my friend. Alright.
It's time.
I believe.
Go down.
We're all
Yep.
knocked down. That was incredible.
I was correct.
Finish him.
Bloodbath.
Too slow.
Not bad if I say so myself.
Get ready.
Headbutt. No?
I'll use my persona. Take that.
Pyroblast. Or Vara.
All right.
Endgame's
Level
another
up.
level. Alright, huh? This one doesn't have a password or anything. I guess that's why the shadow is protecting it. It doesn't seem to require any keys, but there are buttons to the left and right of the box.
Hey, hey!
There must be a reason that thing was guarding it. Let's try and figure out why. I'm gonna press the left button. Alright, so yeah, it solely just changes which direction this door is open. We need to have the left open first.
Let's go.
Alright.
It seems.
It seems to be the same device as before. Press the left button. Forget if this is... Yeah. We'll go back to the right later, but we need it to the left right now. And the will seat is why. Okay. Make sure you're all healed up.
What to do?
There are shadows here as well. Perhaps they are protecting something. That one seems pretty tough. We'll have to make sure we're good and ready. You know what? Just in case, because I believe, if I'm correct, that one's a pain in the backside. I'm going to head back here real quick.
Good. We made it to the safe room.
And let's hold a conference real quick. Use items to heal. We're going to restore some SP.
What are your thoughts?
We're going to
Let's
continue
go.
exploring. Yo, Ryuji.
Oh man.
All these codes are just too confusing. I cannot let this continue when one of our own students is a victim here.
I think
For someone claiming to aim for great heights, he does seem rather cowardly.
Ready?
That's true. Alright.
we're good.
Oh! Let's go.
Let's keep on moving.
What are your thoughts?
Leave it to me.
Huh?
What you doing here? But since you're here, it'll be the last of you.
I don't know why he sounds like that.
But he
Let's
does.
do this.
Here it comes. Get ready. Alright, this guy's actually very difficult. You normally won't see this shadow until much later. So the fact that you're seeing it right now, it's a thing. Do not use fire on this guy. He drains it. Like nobody uses. He'll drain it. So the ice is your way to go in this fight. Our resident ice user, but I just
This you are good for something, Skull.
it wasn't.
Go down!
They're all knocked down. That was incredible, Joker. This'll
Do as much damage as you can.
Persona!
Doing headbutt.
We're
on the ground.
Oh,
Nice going, Skull.
not only did he hit, he also got crit. Go reuse it.
I'll use my persona.
No. Alright, we're gonna use media.
Sorry!
Thanks.
Taunt. Okay. Unfortunately, she's inflicted with rage, but I think we're fine. She's almost dead.
Let's go!
That was a lot easier than I thought. Typically, these guys are really difficult, but that wasn't that bad. New skill.
I'd like to try this
A
skill
Dormine
soon.
Rush. Oh, the sleep one. Alright. But yeah, that makes sense because Dormina is the spell to use when you want to put things to sleep. Alright.
Kaneshiro's stolen from so many people. Now we're taking his will seeds. I suppose it's karma.
I don't know. Maybe? Whatever. I guess if you believe in that kind of a thing. Alright. The final will seed. The will seed of greed. Greed and gluttony, I guess. They say it's gluttony, but honestly, it's more greed than anything. But
A will seed.
Less than. Actually, there is a thing of it, like will seeds of greed later, so I guess that's why they say it's gluttony for this one. Alright.
Fascinating.
Press the button. Put that there, and one more.
Joker.
We're gonna press this button. Now we have a straight up. Wait, what?
Indeed.
People naturally gravitate towards wealth, but this is preposterous. I mean, I guess that. Do they all just? This scale's insane. Kaneshiro's heart might be even more distorted than Kamoshida and Madarame's. Probably buy a whole country with this much cash. I'm kind of jealous. Wait, I shouldn't be thinking about that kind of stuff. So it's random who says something. If this palace disappears, all these people will be saved, right? many of these vault things are in here? I don't want to try to count them. This is a fitting heart for a cognitive world so deeply focused on money.
You are
Best hurry
unforgivable.
to erase this foul palace. Where's Alan? I'm willing to bet there are some Shujin students among all of these too. Each one of these represents a victim to be tormented. This is frightening. Huh? There are names on each of these little vault things. I bet there are all people who've ended up as Kaneshiro's customers. Ugh, I'm never gonna forgive that guy after. Where's On? Still, I never expected such a place to exist underneath a flying bank. I guess anything's possible in a cognitive world. Oh my gosh, is On?
You are unforgivable.
Alright, fine. I guess On doesn't have anything to say in this. I thought she would have, because everyone else had a thing to say about it, but apparently On has nothing to say about it.
Wow, that shadow was crazy! Zoro! Three bows topple! How's that?
The opponent's weak. Gunshots won't work, so try something else.
Okay,
Here
your
goes.
turn.
Let's go.
Powered up from the baton pass.
There.
Yes, marvelous! Boom time! Now,
Definite
let's
boom
continue. Yeah, victory!
Alright. Got a revival beat, so at least I got that back.
Okay.
No match for me. Shadow, what do you want to do, Joker?
I can feel it.
There's a thing to go up there. Up.
Isn't that...
Security appears to be much tighter. No, not to worry. We just need to deal with the power to the bars like we did before. Based on how this looks, we're going to have to find a bunch of power boxes. I see one in the corner over there. So I'm gonna run over here real quick. Alright, there's one up here. There's one over there.
We will be counting on you.
Let's take care of that. And take care of the cameras. We also have this lockbox.
Oh!
Beat chain. So that's a full heal to the whole party.
This way.
Got
I
those.
see.
It appears we are not finished yet with the power hunt. Oh, no.
It's somewhere.
Careful, because Dobermans are about.
This way!
Well, as I was saying. Got rid of that, though.
All right.
Looks like we finally deactivated the bars.
No one saw me. We're good.
Show me your true form.
Get out of here. Treasure demon.
A treasure demon!
Get rid of you.
It's almost
He's not
scary how
down.
good I am. Get up! I'll help you. Piranha! The baton pass makes you strong. Alright, Queen!
What
Psychokinetic moves should help here. It won't be a problem.
This is another baton pass!
Persona! Lean on sheep! Ravage them!
Ooh! Looking
Let's go.
cool, Joker!
There we go.
Okay, guys.
Pretty simple. Guess what? That one fight paid for the 10,000 that we had, that I had paid at that piggy bank. So
Okay.
again, it's easy to get that
Easy
money
win.
back. So
They were nothing.
if you want to just pay for it to save yourself some time and headache, it's fine.
This is...
All right. So this one's a little bit different. We have O plus H equals 10. So, in essence, O is going to equal 8 because H is 2. So we're getting into calculations now? Good grief. Alright. Dude! This is nuts!
I see.
Safes everywhere. Kaneshiro must have gained an obscene amount of money. Though walking around the palace, I don't see anything that he seems to have spent it.
This is...
Perhaps all he wants to do with it is hoard it. Now's not the time for this discussion, though. Let's keep going.
Hey!
Look at that.
Yes!
Over there! It's a clue thing.
Man...
And isn't that the power for the bars? Oh, you're right. We can't go this way. I guess we'll just have to look for a different path. Yes, we do. It's rather unfortunate. Again, another one of these.
Good morning. This entrance is strictly for Kaneshiro Bank employees. For entry, display your card and pay 20,000 yen.
What do you want to
What
do?
should we do? I don't think we should have to pay Kaneshiro. 20,000, that's a bit steep. Nah, we can spend that money on other things.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we're better off looking for the solution elsewhere. Because oh.
Show me your true
You
form.
know what? I might just go ahead and pay it. Because I know exactly what it unlocks.
All right. The first
Well,
move is
you know
on.
what? I won't. And I'll show why.
Let's go.
Amamiya! There!
Oh, man.
Good job, Skull.
Oh, got a crit on that.
Two, we don't need to worry about.
Ryuji for the win.
Not over yet. Johanna!
Yeah!
A
Nice!
spectacular victory.
Alright.
All right.
That was...
Sorry. See that ridiculous long about way of going around this? Yeah.
What do you want to do?
For real?
I've got the cash for it, dude. Don't worry. If you go through mementos and
I have something.
like use the item stuff, then you're gonna easily get the money for it. And then you can just do this. It seems a bit much to pay to progress, but honestly, for video's sake and for the sake of my sanity of going through this dungeon, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so this next one is L equals U plus G, and D equals G. So G is going to be something we don't have. No, G equals P, and P equals I. So G is 1, and D is 1 as well. D equals 1. And U is A is 3, so L is 4. It's like
algebra or something. I'm getting confused. Panther, this is really just simple addition. I mean, technically it's algebra because you're using letters, but yes, it is simple addition.
Focus.
But yeah, the idea is you jump up that, jump across, and you're in this area. So it's really not that difficult. It's just I didn't want to deal with it. Also because all of that. There it is. Before you do anything, you want to make sure you grab this stuff, because as you can see, you can't normally get over here. This is kind of like a shortcut to get back to this room. Royal version, you don't ever have to worry about that, but in the normal one, that's what you use to get back to the main room. Alright. Now we are also going to locked by vault again. This is where you do this. Yeah, open it this way. And there you go. It's pretty simple. I just didn't feel like going through all of it. Okay. If you want to pop up there. Yeah, to get to that, you have to go there. Alright. I forget what it's up there, that's why I'm trying to check.
Treasure chest.
Just a chest. That has the snuff stole. Alright. That's worth it, definitely. Alright, so let's head over to this little turn, this little key. Well, this key pin. The fourth pin device. The code is gold. That's pretty straightforward. I'd expect the same pattern we followed so far. We'll just need to code it into the word into numbers. I believe you're correct. I only hope we can do the same things we currently have on us. Yes, we can. So...
Hey!
Oh yeah, we got it right again. Look at this gold sheet. Again. This is the fruit of all my hard labor.
What was that?
He thinks robbing people is something to celebrate? That guy needs to get his brain checked. With this much, I will be invincible, omnipotent. I've changed. I'm no longer the person I used to be. The person I used to be? What could have happened to make him so distorted? I don't know, but no matter what kind of past he had, his actions are unforgivable.
You're right.
That's right. Now, if my deductions are accurate, that should have been the final mechanism. Alright, then let's head back and check out the
What
vault.
do you want to do?
We know where it is, so going back should be easy. What do you think, Joker? Let's head straight there. Alright. Whoa! Hey, this is an elevator. Yeah? So, way down there really did show up. There we go. So,
Prophet Queen? It's mostly thanks to that notebook. We wouldn't have been here if it weren't for that. More important, did you hear all those things the Shadow Kaneshiro was saying?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that. Didn't he seem kinda insecure or something? Exactly. He kept bringing up how rich and powerful he wants to be. So, if he's insecure about that crap, he thinks he's really just some poor weakling, huh? Maybe by thinking that he was going to be strong and wealthy man, he convinced himself that it was true.
No.
I wonder. Well, we will discover the truth ourselves when we change his heart. Let us hurry, Joker.
Found it. It's right here.
There you go.
I don't see anything.
It's the shimmer.
Once we get this far, we need this calling card thing.
A calling card. I see. Making the target believe that the treasure is in danger will cause it to materialize. That's quite a bold trick.
It certainly is.
Huh? She understood?
Yes, she did.
Joker, we'll defer to you regarding its timing.
Okay, guys, let's get ready for the heist.
Yep.
The next time we enter that treasure room will be after we send out the calling card.
And that Kaneshiro bastard only showed his stupid face once.
That doesn't matter. As long as we steal the treasure, we'll change his heart. Then let's act as the Phantom Thieves should and send the calling card. It's on you, Joker.
If you wish to train or explore further before sending it, that decision is purely yours.
I know. Jeez.
Alright. Head back here?
We could take...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well...
Oh, no. You know what? I'll talk. What do you want to talk about? How is everyone? Joker, you look tired. Is everything alright? I'm still able to fight. Please use my power if you need it, Joker. Some party members are getting tired. Be sure to take them into consideration, Joker.
What are your thoughts?
Up to the team. What do you want to talk about? How's our progress?
Yeah!
I wonder if there's still loot left around here. Might as well grab whatever this palace got. Just try not to forget about our deadline.
You're right.
With Joker in charge, I'm certain we don't have to worry about that. Now then, Joker, the timing for the calling card will be up to you.
What are your thoughts?
Alright, well, we'll continue exploring.
Let's go!
I want to talk to Ryuji. I got no idea where Kaneshiro went, but it doesn't matter so as long as we steal what we came for. That's true.
Now then.
Let us know when it's time to move out. Make sure you're ready as possible. However, we must still prepare the calling card. I hope you all look forward to what I produce. Definitely, my friend. Definitely. Now it's unlocked, yes. I'm getting an uneasy feeling.
Come inside. We've much to discuss.
There's a matter we must discuss with you. Enter.
What do you think, inmate? Surprised?
It looks like everything's on lockdown. A siren.
This is a failsafe to ensure you do not neglect your rehabilitation. It's intended to push you into performing executions. We call it a fusion alarm.
It's a warning system that tells you when you've been slacking off on your duties. When you hear this sound, the first things on your mind should be this place and executions.
You must become stronger for the sake of your rehabilitation.
Executions will be much more severe when the alarm is sounding. The result of this is that any fused personas will be further strengthened.
which is good.
However, the more executions that you perform during the alarm, the higher the chance of an accident occurring.
Whoopsie.
With that in mind, you must prepare more than usual while performing executions in the midst of an alarm.
Yeah, and they do actually a pretty good job of actually explaining this, but anything that they don't really get into, I'll definitely get into.
The alarm will sound after you've endured numerous repeated battles. Make certain you come here as soon as you hear it. Got that?
Got it.
Good. You'd better make excellent use of the alarm.
Alright, Fusion Alarm. Fusion Alarm may occur after winning a battle in the metaverse. During an alarm, the Velvet Room will turn red and the execution results will differ. Personas will gain more stat values, different skills, and max inheritance slots. Using the guillotine, electric chair, or the same execution method multiple times will cause an accident. An accident may occur if you use the persona that was made during the alarm as the material, but there is a chance that the stat values might increase even more. When an accident occurs, you will be told to leave. The alarm will also end after you leave after a fusion. You can speak to the wardens to stop the alarm without fusing.
Well then, continue to devote yourself to your rehabilitation.
Okay. The one thing, it's sad that they don't actually mention this.
Pursue
But
rehabilitation with all your body and soul.
it would seem an alarm has been raised. Choose your next course wisely for the sake of your rehabilitation. Alright, so
There is an alarm in effect.
fusions are more effective during alarms. But if you keep treading the same ground on your fusions, you might not get the results you expect, so look out.
You're stopping. Justine,
Hold on.
this one. You wish to read? Are you certain?
I want to make sure this happens before I do that. Couple things they didn't mention. During fusion alarms, your training
We're gonna be
ability
tougher on them than
with
usual.
personas
Who's getting
will
locked up?
increase dramatically. So let's say I want to put Rakasha in there.
We're gonna use the strong stuff today.
That sounds like you're using alcohol. We're gonna burn an incense,
wisely.
and as you can see, instead of gaining just 1 point, they're gaining multiple points. This is actually gaining 4 luck. It doubles whatever the incense is. So we're actually going to use this.
All right, I'll
to
lock him up
increase
with this. I'm gonna train him real
this
good.
person's luck. Alright, with that done, all you gotta do is wait. But don't leave it alone for too long. The persona is a part of your heart. If it stays away from you for too long, it could disappear. We'll give you a warning before that happens. Excuse me. But after that, it's entirely on you. So, using item
Better
is
choose
just
a
the
good one.
incense. No. If you want to reclaim it, you can, but you want to wait until Justine or Caroline I think it's Justine that calls you. Will say, hey, your persona's here, you want to pick it up? You want to wait till that point, and then you can pick it up. You get the maximum results out of it if you do that. Secondly,
Alarm time, inmate.
itemized stuff changes.
Always strive for more.
As you can see, this isn't just a Hades harp, it's a Hades harp R.
This will become an even more powerful accessory.
Yeah, it becomes even more powerful. This normally just prevents brainwash and gives you 5 agility. This gives you 8 agility and no brainwash. Brainwash is something we don't have to really worry about too much right now. There is a point where it's going to be incredibly useful, but you do want to keep this in mind. Revolution anklet.
This will become an even more
There's
powerful
really
accessory.
not much. This, I think, yeah, Revolution is the one that gives everybody the ability to have a crit, including enemies. So you do want to be careful about that. Vicious Strike, Mamudo. Evil Smile regenerate 2. But he's incarcerated currently. Under training. You know what? I'm gonna actually
This will
do
become an...
Is this the result you desire? Perhaps this is a bit excessive.
Maybe, but I don't mind. Alright. We'll take the Hades harp. The electric chair has gone finicky. Be careful you plan on using it. Alright.
Done already?
You wish
One
this
of
is the
you
path
can
you
keep
have
going
walked.
back and forth. That is something you do want to make sure you can kind of look in. No. You can actually see what the items you can get from the electric chair are by looking at this. That's not bad. A pumpkin blast at Buster's shotgun for Ryuji.
This is the one?
Pumpkin Buster.
You wish
Did
to
I say
summon this
blaster?
persona? Take it then.
I think I might have. If you want to get the
There
same
is
results,
an alarm in effect.
go to here
Prepare for
and
choose
do
wisely.
a normal fusion. There's not much we can do. Maybe. This might be a bit of a long shot to find one that's not, and it's, I don't know. We may not have a thing that's going to be possible. I'm not sure myself in the foot here. Principality is one level away, unfortunately. Principality is actually really good. You know what? I'm actually going to... Where is it? There we go.
You okay with
I'm
this?
gonna make another Isis.
Choose which skills to inherit.
And I'm going to do this. Meteorama. Recarm. I could do that too. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do endure and growth.
I cannot expect any new power. Now, let us begin.
Okay. So there are times when you fuse that you won't get the persona you originally went to fuse. It can kind of get annoying, especially if you had a really good setup for you, and they're like, oh, guess what? You didn't get the persona you wanted. It's a thing. It seems your newly born persona has more power than it normally would. Okay. Now this right here, it's going to ask if you want to possibly roll the dice and change these to any skills that are doing this. As you can also see, that increase is a lot better than what we normally had with Isis, the stats for Isis. Something is about to happen to a skill. Will you permit this? You can keep it, or you could say, hey, let's do it. I'm going to do it because I'm not too concerned one way or another about either of those skills. So we'll see what happens. Ziodyne is actually really good. It's a heavy electric attack. Electric break, not so much, unfortunately. How about that? It turned out great. Your new persona is temporarily overflowing with power. You might get some unexpected results if you use that one in the ritual during the alarm. Even if it's not the result you'd expect, something big will happen. You better make it work for you. I can hear the stream of the guillotine. It may be dangerous to keep using it at the moment. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is...
This one's all you.
Take a look.
No,
How
not-
rude. Registration.
Rude. Alright. Oh yeah, way better stats. I don't have Freelia or Amarita Charm, but honestly, I'm gonna go
You
for
wish
the
to
better
register it to the
stats.
compendium?
Alarm time!
This
Alright.
is its powered up form.
Makugu. I'm going to use...
This weapon is more powerful than normal.
Dude, yes. He's got... Okay. So he actually does have the pumpkin bomb. The pumpkin buster's really good, so...
Ah, so this is your intent. Assume your new form.
Well, let's hope this works. Okay, it did. Alright, we got the pumpkin buster, which is a much better weapon. The electric hair is strong and finicky. Be careful if you plan on keep on using it. Plan on keeping to...
Done already?
You
This
wish to
episode's
view
gone
the
too long.
compendium. This is the path you have walked.
Now, the Great Thief Stick
This persona, correct? I will
is
require the
something you
proper
can get from
remove. This
Arsene.
is your
So I'm
power.
actually going to grab him. I want to see if I can actually get that. Fine silk dress. That's
This
from
is the one?
Silky. Queen necklace R, Regent R. Oh yes.
This persona, correct? You
We're
wish
gonna
to summon
grab
this protect
that.
it
I
then.
don't know if I'll be able to do anything. We'll see.
There is an alarm in effect.
Next fusion might be risky. Be ready if something goes awry, inmate.
One of
Alright.
my favorite.
We're gonna chop them up all at once!
That just sounds weird. Alright. Tom Lin.
It is neither remarkable nor unremarkable.
Wow. It appears you will need to summon this persona using the inmate registry. I will summon it if you pay me 7880 yen. Will you do that? Yes.
Choose which skills to inherit.
I will use... Skillful combo. With this, I'm going to use... There's nothing remarkable about any of these abilities, unfortunately. Iha, Frey... Marikaran... Akunda, and...
This should confer some small... I see.
Alright. I am the fairy knight Tom Lin. Beckon me when you need my assistance. I shall cut you a path. Alright, sounds good. Your newly born persona has more power than it normally would. You know what? Do it. Mafre and growth too. Nice. That is where I was actually thinking that's good. Alright. Behold, the Faith Confidant has awakened. His hidden power. Sharp Student. So, decreases chance of being hit by a critical hit. Yes. I don't really need... I don't need that. I can hear the strain of the guillotine. It may be dangerous to continue to use it. Alright, we're a couple of levels away from this one. This is what we needed for our next assignment from the twins for their confidant. So, we'll work on that.
This is an alarm fusion.
Oh! Hold on. Back up real quick. We're gonna use the
Always
electric
strive
chair
for
here.
more. This weapon will be stronger than normal.
Oh yeah, that's a better weapon too.
This weapon is more powerful than normal.
This will
I'm
be its
actually gonna do
new...
this.
Now, you shall be reborn.
Oh no, I can't skip it. So, an accident happened. This is what happens when an accident with electric chair happens. I'm sorry, but that's amazing. I'm gonna kick it. Both of them get electrocuted. Oh? It seems the result did not go quite as planned. Here's your mighty ring. Use it well. The rehabilitation equipment cannot take any more at this time. Unfortunately, we must disengage the alarm now. You will have to take your leave while the equipment undergoes maintenance. Alright.
Hey!
What are you doing? We should get going. Alright. Well, not quite. I need... You can actually go right back
Do you
in.
need something?
There isn't an alarm at all, but you can go right back in if you need to do something. I do want to check what that item I got was. That's the Crystal of Gluttony. Oh, dude. I actually don't mind. Nice. That's Megiddo. Alright. So, Megiddo is medium almighty damage to all foes. So, almighty damage is essentially like non-elemental damage that can even go through reflected type of barriers. So, it can't be repelled, it can't be drained, resisted, but you can't get any weaknesses with it. That it's an insanely good item. I'm actually gonna give this to An. She's better with magic right now, but oh yes, that's really good. I am gonna give. Yeah. Well, hold on. You know what? Yusuke, you're gonna get the Ring of Lust here. I'm gonna give him an ability to heal, so I have more people that can heal.
Do you have business?
Alright.
Time for some modification, huh?
So yeah, this armor here
I guess
is actually
it'll give you
pretty
some
good.
protection.
Unfortunately, we don't have the stuff for it. It gives more magic, which is pretty good.
Let's execute him. Now choose. Let us begin the search.
I guess I could have looked through this. This is easier.
I see. A strong persona indeed.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
Dream. We're going to do Iodine.
It will receive some new girls. Let us begin.
Alright, the giant blob of weirdness.
To think another world will summon me here, I will capture the power of evil within this mask.
It's weird. It's weird. You don't have to be too strict about it. Alright. Dodge electric. Light curse damage on all foes. I'll be fine without Endear on that. Iga, I believe, is... yeah, medium on one. Oh. Okay, so... Pisca, we still can't go get. And we're not high enough level for the other ones.
Some modification,
Curse
huh?
ring, so
You
there's
change your
that.
mind? You'd like these are the paths you have walked.
I will go ahead and say some of it, the best item, well, best, oh yeah, that would have been really good to, like, see what the armor for that would have been. Oh yeah, and that's also, both of these, Moonlight Robe and the Brain Shot.
This persona?
Serious armor. Although that's that's overly ridiculously good armor. So, as far as the Moonlight Road,
This
I
persona,
don't
you'll withdraw
remember-
this persona. This is your power. The inmate, they will be reborn anew. I guess it'll give you some protection.
Okay, yeah, that's 50%. Okay.
Done already? What?
Hold on. I'm
Fusion.
looking. Nothing of note. Alright,
Done
that's
already? What?
fine. I did it again.
It is time, inmate.
Alright.
What do you want to do?
We've secured our route to the treasure. Do you want to get out of here? Yes, we're getting out. Now returning to the real world from Kaneshiro's palace. Thank you for your hard work. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a place. Yeah. All of that in one go. There's gonna be a thing about this that this list just gets longer with each new palace. So yeah, that's the thing. We finally secured our route to the treasure. All we need to do now is send the calling card.
Yeah!
Okay, I've been waiting for this. Anyways, when are we gonna send it? I guess that part's up to you, dude. Just let us know when you need us.
Rain, huh?
I'm so sick of how few customers I get during the rainy season.
Okay.
You did great today. You tired? When are we gonna send the calling card? We should hurry it up. I have to agree. The earlier the better in my book. There's no assurance he will keep his promise after all. What are your thoughts on the matter, Makoto? Honestly, I can't wait to send it. I want to put an end to his nasty crimes as soon as possible. I agree. Man, I gotta step up my game. You guys are super passionate. We'll be ready to go whenever you are.
I was watching the television and came across a discussion on the nature of justice. Have you ever given any thought of it? What is justice to you?
The thing is my answer is way more different than this. And I guess that's because of just my knowledge of the Bible and just what the Bible says is what about justice. But I typically just go about this answer. But I'm curious what this says.
You really should think about it. I'm sure that would help you gain a new insight and grow. The boy who was featured in TV discussion is still in high school. Catchy, was it? He was well-spoken and skilled in the art of debate, almost as good as I was when at that age. Well, I'll be going home then.
Hey,
Did you find anyone who will hang out with you at school? Make sure you pick your friends carefully. Yes, Soji Rebel. Alright,
Hey!
you wanna do some reading? Yeah, let's do some reading. We need to... We do need charm. But... I think... oh yeah. We've got
make
that.
sure you close up.
I'm gonna go ahead and read it so we can return it. When she danced, men fell upon her feet.
Wow!
It wasn't just her looks, but the way of her life was also very beautiful.
Hey, hey!
Oh, I didn't realize how long you've been reading, so how far'd you get? Seems like you still have some pages left. You should continue some other time. I don't have enough money to do what I want. Haven't there been a lot of pictures leaked lately?
Want me to get you a job? It's really easy.
So many weirdos lately. Is that psychotic breakdown thing? Been hard to meet my quota. I gotta find some suckers.